Hello students, good morning. I am Prem Gupta, your English teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we were discussing the chapter 8 of English grammar, that is adverb, its kind. Dear students, in this chapter we have read the definition of adverb with example, and I have also told you there are kinds. There are 5 kinds which is given in your book, that is adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner, adverb of degree and adverb of manner. Dear students, these 5 kinds you have to read, that is given in your book. Dear students, in the definition of adverb I have told you that it is known as action describing word. Adverb is a word that describes the action, in which manner the action is taking place. You see, it describes how the action is done. Adverb is a word which describes it describes the verb, or we can say it is an action describing word. It is an action describing word. It describes an action in which manner the action is done. Okay, how the action is done. It is given here the definition. An adverb is an action describing word. It describes how the action is done. Okay students, and I have also told you that adverb is a word which qualifies a verb, an adjective or another adverb given in the sentence. Okay students, and in the kinds we have read in the previous classes, that is adverb of time and adverb of place. In the adverb of time I have told you that adverb of time indicates the time of an action. Okay, adverb of time indicates or tells us the time of an action, when an action is taking place, and it also gives the answer of the question when. It also gives the answer of the question when. When an action is taking place, that can be know through the adverb of time. Okay students, adverb of time gives the answer of the question when. For example, today, yesterday, now, then, these words, etc. There are so many words that we use to show the time. That is known as adverb of time. Okay, which qualifies a verb or another adjective or another adverb given in the sentence. Okay, dear students, in the adverb of place I have told you that it tells us the place of an action, where an action is taking place, and it also gives the answer of the question where. Now students, you all know that in the previous class I have told you that adverb of time gives the answer of the question when, and adverb of place gives the answer of the question where. Okay, so keep in your mind that adverb of time give the answer of the question when, and adverb of place give the answer of the question where an action is taking place. And what is an adverb? It is an action describing word. It describes the action. It describes the action, in which manner the action is taking place, or it describes how the action is taking place, or how the action is done. Okay, so students, today we will discuss these 2 topics, adverb of time, adverb of place. We have read in the previous class. Today we will discuss the next kinds, that is adverb of manner. So students, just open your notebook and put the heading adverb of manner. That is 3rd heading, adverb of manner. Adverb of manner. Okay, just see. Adverb of manner. Just put the topic, adverb of manner. What is adverb of manner? It tells how or in what manner an action is done. It tells how or in what manner an action is done. And it gives the answer of the question how or in what manner. Yes students, adverb of time give the answer of the question when. Adverb of place give the answer of the question where. And adverb of manner give the answer of the question how or in what manner an action is taking place. Okay, just see, first of all we write down, then you can understand very well. You can understand very well. Just see, adverb of manner. It tells how or in what manner how or in what manner an action is done. An action is done. Just see. Adverb of manner tells how or in what manner an action is done. Just see, students. It tells how or in what manner an action is done. And it answers the question. It answers the question what? How? Just see. Adverb of manner tells how or in what manner an action is done, and it answers the question how. Okay, students, keep in your mind that an adverb of manner gives the answer of the question how. Okay, how an action is taking place, in which manner an action is taking place. Okay, that is known as adverb of manner. And dear students, I want to tell you, it is not given in your book, that we generally make adverb of manner by adding ly to the adjective. Okay, students? In adjective, when we add ly, it becomes an adverb of manner. For example, the word slow is what? An adjective, in which we will add ly, it becomes slowly. The word slowly is an adverb. Okay, in the same way, brave. Suppose that brave is a word that is an adjective, in which we will add what? Ly, it becomes brave. Okay, careful. The word careful is an adjective. When we add ly, it becomes carefully an adverb. So students, keep your mind that an adverb of manner we form. How do we form an adverb of manner? By adding ly, maximum time, not all the times. Okay, for example, in fast we cannot add fastly. We cannot say fastly. Okay, so there are so many words in which we cannot add, but maximum time, in maximum words we can add ly to make the adverb of manner. Okay, students, and just start on the example. Put the example. Lata sings sweetly. The words, just see. Lata sings sweetly. Okay, students, in this sentence, the word sweetly is an adverb. In this sentence, the word sweetly is an adverb. And what kind of adverb? That is adverb of manner. Why? Because it tells the manner of an action. How? And we are also getting the answer to the question how. How does Lata sing? How does Lata sing? Lata sings sweetly. We are getting the answer of the question how. Therefore, that is adverb of manner. Come to the next question. So, the next example, just see. Others ran fast. Others ran, that is the past form of run, fast. Yes, friends, in this sentence, the word fast is an adverb. Why? Because it tells the manner of an action. Just see, and it also gives the answer of the question how. We can see, how did others run? Others ran fast. Okay, students, in this sentence, the word fast is an adverb of manner. Okay, students, I hope that you all have understood what is adverb of manner. So, just write down. And after completion of it, you will write the heading, you will put the heading adverb of degree. Yes friends, I am going to erase it. I hope that you all have understood. Okay? You all have written. Just see the next. Fourth. Adverb of what? Adverb of degree. Adverb of degree. Just see. Adverb of degree. Just write down it. Just means it tells us the degree. Degree means quantity, matra. In which degree, kitni matra mein, how much. It gives the answer of the question how much. That is uncountable. Okay, just see. Write down first, then you could understand. It tells how much. It tells how much. It tells how much or to what extent. Or to what extent or in what degree, or in what degree or in what degree a thing is done. A thing is done. Okay? It answers the question how much. It answers the question it answers the questions how much. What? How much. In inverted comma you will write how much. H-O-W, how much. M-U-C-H. Okay, just see. It tells how much or to what extent or in what degree a thing is done. कोई भी चीज कितनी मात्रा में की जाती है, that tells the degree, adverb of degree. It answers the question how much. Okay? It answers the question how much. Yes students, in adverb of time we get the answer of the question when. In adverb of place we get the answer of the question where. In adverb of manner we get the answer of the question how. In adverb of degree we get the answer of the question how much. Okay, keep in your mind. How much. We get the answer of the question how much. For example, we can see there are so many examples. Write down. Water is very cold. Water is very cold. First, water is very cold. Distance. In this sentence, the word very is an adverb and it tells what? Degree. How much cold? Very cold. That we cannot count. How much? Students, that is also known as cold is what? Uncountable. Okay? Just see. Water is very cold. In this sentence, the word very denotes the degree of water, of coldness, of cold. Okay? How? You can get the answer of the question how much. How much is water cold? The water cold, water is very cold. We are getting the answer of the question very. Okay? Just see this. Another example, we can see the skin was nearly rough. His skin was nearly rough. R-O-U-G-H. Just see. The word nearly denotes what? Adverb of degree. Okay. How much rough? That is nearly rough. Just see. His skin was nearly rough. Okay, students. In this sentence, the word nearly is adverb of degree. Okay, students. So just write down. That is adverb of degree. Come to the next heading. Just write down, students. I hope that you all have written. Therefore, I am going to read it. Now put the heading. Next. That is adverb of number. Yes, students, you put the heading adverb of number. Adverb of number. It tells us the number once, twice, thrice, many. Just see. Just write down adverb of numbers. Adverb of numbers. You will put here as. Okay, adverb of numbers. It shows how often. It shows how often an action is done. It shows how often. It means kitni baar. How often. O-F-T-E-N. I think it is visual. Let's see. It shows how often an action is done. An action is done. कोई action कितनी बार हुआ, we get the answer through adverb of number. Okay, it shows how often an action is done. It answers the question how often. It answers the questions it answers the question how often. How often. Just see. It shows how often an action is done. It answers the question how often. Okay, it answers the question how often. Yes, students, in adverb of time, it gives the answer of the question when. Adverb of place gives the answer of the question where. Adverb of manner gives the answer of the question how. Adverb of degree gives the answer of the question in what extent or in what how much. And adverb of number gives the answer of the question how often. Okay, students. You can see it shows how often an action is done. कोई भी काम कितनी बार की जा रही है, it tells the what? Adverb of number. It answers the question how often. We can see the example. Just write an example. First, you can see I visited her twice. I visited her twice. Twice means two times. Here is the word twice is an adverb. What kind of adverb? That is adverb of number, because it tells the answer of the question how often, and it also shows that how often an action is done two times, twice. Okay, I visited her twice. In this sentence, the word twice is an adverb of numbers. Come to the next. That is, they attempted once. They attempted. They attempted once. Yes, students, in this question, in this sentence, the word once denotes the number. How often? Number of an action. You see, he attempted once, only one time. Okay, once means one time, एक बार. They attempted once. In this sentence, the word once is what? An adverb of number. Okay, students. So in this way, we have read in this chapter the definition of what? Definition of adverb with example, and in the kinds we have read adverb of time in detail that give the answer of the question when. Adverb of place, it gives the answer of the question where. Adverb of manner, it gives the answer of the question in which manner or how. And adverb of degree, it gives the answer of the question in what extent or how much. And adverb of number gives the answer of the question how often. Okay, students, so in this way we have read this chapter, but exercises are left. In the next class, we will discuss the exercises given in this chapter. Okay, students, so that's all for today. Thank you.